Hey everybody, Nick from Airsoft Rose here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at another AK. This time we're doing a CYMA AK. In the last two previous videos we've done an LCT and an ENL, and I figured I would complete, I guess, the trifecta of AKs with a CYMA. So let's take a quick look at the box. This is one of the, it's a simpler looking box, but in my opinion it's one of the more nicer, I guess, looking ones. And it's cardboard, it's thick, it feels pretty nice. Like I could actually transport this gun like this. I didn't have to use a bag. If I wanted to take this to a field, I could use this and it would offer enough, I guess, protection. Let's get this open. And right here we have our owner's manual for these specific models. I got the CM040D. This is an AK-105. And just kind of quickly go over it. Got your basic stuff. You know, parts of the gun, how to use it, stuff like that. And there's actually this little bit right here. I will get into that in a moment. But yeah, it's a pretty basic manual. It even tells you how to clean your barrel, which is cool. It's a pretty detailed manual. You got an exploded view of the gun. It's pretty sick, actually. It's one of the better manuals I've seen. Taking the foam off, and we have the gun right here. It's a bit of some hair and whatever on it, because I have used this, not used it, but I've taken it out, tested it, that kind of thing. So starting with this little bit right here, this is a iron sight adjustment tool. I will get into how exactly to use that in a minute, but it's pretty cool that this comes with this. We have a bag of an unknown weight of BB. I'm not going to use these because I have better BBs that I actually know the weight of. We have our magazine. This is a mid cap. I want to say maybe 500 rounds. 500 round mid cap, not mid cap, high cap. High cap. Yeah, from how I've seen, what I've used, it feeds pretty well. And now we actually get into the gun itself. All right, let's move the box out of the way so we can get a much better look at this. All right, now here we have the gun. Again, starting with the magazine, I guess it comes with a high cap magazine. Like I said before, I believe it holds around 500 BBs. If you've never used a high cap before, there is a little winding wheel on the bottom here and a reservoir. You flip this door open and you pour your BBs in, then you wind the wheel and BBs will come up. You can keep winding until it can't, or until you feel it's comfortable enough that you can get enough shots off without needing to rewind again. It's pretty cool. I honestly prefer mid caps because high caps, if you shake them with BBs in it, they basically become tactical maracas. But for what this is and what it's, when it comes to the high caps, are easy to load. They're easy for beginner players to kind of, grasp, to load. They're easy to use. And yeah, I don't oppose high caps. I just prefer mid caps. Now let's get into the gun itself. Right off the bat, this thing, it's pretty hefty. It's not as heavy as, say, the ENL or especially the LCT, because the LCT uses real wood and steel parts. But it's even with the synthetic furniture, it's got some heft to it. The externals of this aren't plastic, are metal. And yeah, it feels solid. Doesn't feel as solid as the LCT. Like the LCT, it feels like you can just you can hammer nails with that thing and it wouldn't break. This maybe not as much, but it does feel really, really nice in the hands. We have our stock right here, our synthetic folding stock. To use it, you are going to push this button in, and that folds the stock like that. And then to redeploy it, there is a button right here. You push that down and flip it out, and there you go. Right here is a mount for any kind of Picatinny rail segment, I guess, or it's an optics mount that you would clamp onto here, and you can run optics on it. This is right here is the latch for the stock, and the stock has a cutout for to fit this handguard. It feels pretty nice in the hands. No, there's a little wobble on it, but not too much. Actually, the most rattle, if I were to shake this, the most rattle you're gonna get is with the Mach cleaning rod. That's one of the things I don't like about this replica, is that this rattles so much. Unlike the LCT and the ENL, this rattles a lot. And I'm probably going to put like maybe some electrical tape around it to decrease the amount of rattle, because it can get pretty annoying. And it's actually fallen out on me once, just from, using it. There we go. Right here we have our orange tip on the booster. It looks like it's held in by a pin, and once you take the pin out, you can just take it off if you want. Right here is our front iron, and that is where this comes in. Allow me to just take this out real quick. There is a cutout right here for the thing, or the front iron, and what you do is you just put it on that, and you could twist it left or right depending on what you want. This is pretty sure this is it's for elevation. I'm pretty sure it raises it up or down. The rear sight is also adjustable. You just pinch these two tabs in and slide it up or down, also for elevation. And it's also made of metal. It doesn't feel like it's going to break. Again, one of the things that I really like about this is it feels solid. It feels nice. We have our selector right here. By far it's not as loose as the ENL gets. It's loose enough to where you can change it without having to worry about it loosening up. As you saw in the ENL video, it's a bit of a problem. The LCT, it's not as bad. It has loosened up on me, and I've had to retighten it. This one, it feels much nicer. Have our charging handle right there. Pull that back, and we get access to our hop up. One thing I do like about this is that on the ENL and the LCT, there is a rod that the charging handle rides on, and on those two particular guns, it goes all the way to the end of goes all the way to the beginning of this, I guess. And this one doesn't. What I like about that is it makes getting to the hop up way easier. What I found on the other two guns is on this rod, it restricts the amount of space you can get your finger in there. That's what this little tab is for. But because this rod doesn't go all the way out, it's much easier to get to the hop up. Your dust cover comes off like so. Oops. Yeah, this is also made of metal, but yeah. It comes off, and we get our battery connections. It is wired to Mini Tamiya, And there is, like the other two AKs, there is not a whole lot of space up here. So you would either have to get a battery that can fit into the gas tube, or a smaller, more compact battery. I would suggest using a 7.4 on this. And yeah, I think that is it. Oh, a couple more things. We have our one sling loop right here. We have another one on this side. And what I like is that when you fold, even when you fold the stock, you are still able to use this sling point. It's not like on a part of the gun where it's obstructed, you can't use it. You can still use it like this, which is neat. But yeah, I think that is it for externals. Why don't we put a battery in this, set up the chronograph, and let's shoot this thing. All right, I have the AK-105 right here. I'm going to take a couple shots into the chrono, see where it's chronoing at. I have this set for 0.20s. Here we go. 383.9 at FPS at 1.3 joule. I hit the thing. I'm not going to count that. 408 at 155. I hit it again. 410 at 1.5. 415 at 1.6. Yeah, I'm getting low 400s on this. This thing is shooting really hard out of the box. Just, it's nice. It's nice, especially if you want to use it outdoors. I guess it probably works outdoors, but I would have to lower the power on this if I wanted to use it indoor, which I'll probably end up doing anyway because it's a pretty short AK. So I'm going to take a couple shots at the tree, see what we're at with that. Yeah, I can hit the tree, no problem. Let's go some auto. Adjust the hop up real quick. Yeah, I can hit that tree easily, and judging from how far back I have the hop up, I imagine you can hop a lot of different weights. I think you might be able to hop 3s. I don't know. I'll have to check. But yeah, it's, I mean, as expected, it's hopping 0.2s, no problem. All right, yeah, that's shooting. It shoots pretty well. The trigger, it feels nice. Feels nice. I quite like this thing. It shoots pretty well on a. I am using this on a 7.4 with 0.2 gram BBs, but yeah, it works well. I really like it. I'm starting to wind that back up again. Yeah, now it's not the most spammable trigger in the world, but it does the job. It does the job well. All right, you guys, that was the shooting test of the CYMA AK-105. Just to kind of summarize what I've said before, I really like this thing. It feels really nice in the hands. There's not a lot of creak in the handguard. The most wobble you're gonna get is out of the swing swivel, the magazine, and the mock cleaning rod. But other than that, this is a very solid gun. Despite this being a folding stock, it feels really nice in the hands. There's not a lot of wobble. It's solid. It stays put, which I really like. Yeah, this feels really nice in the hands. As for shooting, it's all right. I like it. It shoots actually pretty hard out of the box. I think the highest we got was like maybe 413 FPS on 0.2s, which is pretty hard. There's not a lot of indoor fields that I know of that would allow that high of an FPS. So since I plan on using this indoors, I'm going to have to drop the power on this to, I want to say, I think it's below 360 is what my local field is at. So yeah, it shoots pretty hard, so you can use this outdoors if you wanted. There's a lot of outdoor fields that would allow a gun this powerful with no internal mods. But yeah, it feels great, shoots pretty nice. And another pro, I guess, is the price this is at. You can find this specific model for around 220, 240 bucks, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a whole lot. Like in terms of a lot of like beginner guns, I believe most beginner guns would be like sub 200, sub 250, somewhere around there. And if you are a beginner looking to get something of, I guess, the AK platform, this is a pretty good option for it. I really, really like this. As much as I love my LCT, I think this one might just take the cake for my favorite AK that I own currently. But yeah, thank you for watching. I will leave a link in the description below to where you can purchase one of these for yourself. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.